Good morning, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Welcome back to another video. Gonna get more regular from now on. So, in today's video, we are not touching a tractor, although I'm in one, but we're not doing anything to a tractor, and we're not painting anything. So that leads to the question of what are we doing? And to answer that question, we are going to go and find a piece of equipment for 1 second, and then we'll go and find another piece of equipment and talk about what we're actually doing in this video. Right, so I present to you my lovely baler, which I was scammed on. If you haven't watched that video, link's up here in the screen. Now, this is a wonderful piece of kit-ish, that basically picks up the grass from the field, for those that don't know, and puts it into manageable round bales like this. Obviously, this has got a pick-up reel where the grass comes. Now, in order for the grass to go from laying on the field into this machine, you have to row it up into a row. Picture on screen of a row now. And you have another piece of equipment that basically collects the glass. You have another piece of equipment which essentially collects the glass into a row, which can go straight in the machine. And that is the focus of today. So you're probably thinking, what do you mean? Now, what I mean is, I have a piece of equipment which we're going to go and get, which is called a hay bob. Now, to anyone in farming, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say that word. To the ones that aren't in farming, you won't know what I'm on about. Probably for the best. Now, a hay bob is essentially a 2-in-1 machine, so you can rake the grass up into the row, which I'm on about, or you can ted the grass, which essentially turns it over and allows it to dry, and then it goes into hay. So it's quite clever in that respect. However, I've only used it for tedding because I haven't had my own baler. And that comes with a few drawbacks, because it has 2 rear gates on it, which are picture on screen of what a gate looks like, or the gate I'm on about, which are at the back of the machine. I'll show you in a second, but at the back of the machine, and that is what would essentially give you your row. Now, I don't have them because they're snapped off. Someone snapped them off, not me, for once. I would own up to it if it was me, but it wasn't me, and I don't know where they are. Gone. So, and they're expensive to buy, so I'm going to build 2 new ones. Make them myself. I know, mad keen for this. So I'm going to hook the machine on, we'll get it over towards the workshop, and then I'll show you exactly what I mean. So, as you can see, it's in the undergrowth because it hasn't been used since the back end of last year, when I last made some hay a little while ago. It's going to be a little bit hard to get to be honest. It's kind of right in between a couple of things. Got a mower in one way, and I've got a bloody van in the other side. Always makes it a bit more exciting. Nope, not over enough. How much of that I'm actually hitting now? How am I still hitting that? Full send it like that, shall I? Right, so I'm just going to hook that up now. Oh, it's just mint, isn't it? Right, that is the machine on. It's quite a small machine, and you can see rear gate there, missing. So a lot of people in the farming area of life will probably laugh at me for having a hay bob, and probably laugh even more when they knew how much hay or how much ground I'm haying with a bloody hay bob. I mean, to be fair, I've only got a 1.68 metre mower as well, so my life gets quite long. A lot of people would say go and buy a new one, which is also a wonderful suggestion if I had the money. Now, I did have the money and I spent it on a baler instead, so my life is going to be slightly hard because I have obviously got a lot to do. Mow it, ted it a few times, then row it up and bale it all in one day with a hay bob, and one person being me, although I might try and get the wife driving a tractor a bit more. But that is what I have got to do, and there's a couple of tines and stuff that need replacing, which I'll show you in a minute. But essentially, that is the aim of this video, is to get this piece of equipment up and ready. Probably not going to give it a lick of paint, to be honest, because I just don't fancy it with this, to be fair. But if we can get it functionally working well, then I am pretty much set for some haymaking, which I may or may not be starting fairly soon. Weather dependent, although I'm probably going to make some haylage before I make any hay, to be fair. Wasn't going to make as much haylage this year, but it's going to end up happening. So let's go and have a look at what I'm on about. Right, so if you imagine that the hay, all the crop is here, just laying on the floor. This spins that way, along with that one which spins that way, and it all collects in the middle here. So it all just gets blasted through the middle and then comes out the back. At the moment, it's got no gates. So this is where the gate would be attached to, comes down here and comes out. So because it's got no gates, it just chucks it out everywhere behind, not in a row. So essentially, I've got to cut that off there, work out that angle so that these don't smash into the gate, because obviously, yeah. And then build the new gate, picture on screen of what it should look like, and hopefully that will work. Now, I know a lot of you are probably asking why I don't just buy these gates. Saves time, saves energy, does it save money? That's the problem. They're about 300 quid each, give or take. So if you see, even if you said 300 quid for a set of gates, you've got two for 300 quid, which is unlikely, but even if you did, it's still quite a chunk of money. So I'm quite good with a welder. I'm quite good at fabrication. I'm quite good at mechanics, really. Bit of an all-rounder, not to toot my own boat, but I could just get most things built. So for me, if I spend a day building them with materials I've already got, it's a no-brainer, and it saves me a chunk of money. And like I say, the machine's not the best, so it's not worth spending that money on it. It's not worth spending the money buying new gates on something I don't plan on having next year. I say that hesitantly because I probably will. But yeah, I just don't think it's worth it. So with that being said, we will get it in here, or by the entrance at least, because my workshop's still a mess. And we will start by cutting the bits off that are still there, I think, unless I can get some tube that fits up inside of it, maybe. That might work. But anyway, we'll just figure that out once it's in here. Right, so that is the main frame part built, as you would have seen. Just used some old bars covered in concrete and stuff, so I've just ground that all off. So that's the main frame bit. It's even got a little kick up at the end, and then I've put a sheet of plywood on it like that. It's not the prettiest, but it will do the job. I've just got to weld these little tabs on, which I've used to bolt the bit of plywood to. The welding isn't the best. I'm half tempted to just weld a plate kind of across down, just to give it a little bit more structural rigidity, if that's the word. But it's going alright so far. I don't know if I will do that plate, to be honest. I think it's probably enough. It's got enough weld on it. Like I say, not the prettiest, but it saves me 400 quid. On a different note, my wonderful car, that Discovery 4, failed its MOT miserably on emissions. It's double what is allowed. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. So any suggestions, let me know, because it's probably still not sorted by the time you're watching this. But other than that, it's all going quite well. I've ordered a whole spring kit for it. So I've got all new springs coming, all new roll pins, whole set of tines and new bolts. That was off eBay, 84 quid, which I didn't think was too bad for the whole lot. And then obviously whatever I take off will just be spares, which is quite good. So we're getting somewhere. I'm hoping to have this done this evening, and then that's it for this. Then I'm going to give my mower a lick of paint, maybe, even though it's not the best, but it will just smarten it out, make it look nicer. I was tempted to give this a lick of paint, but I'm probably not going to. Although I might just give it a spruce up, just because why not, but I don't think I will, because I can't be bothered. But anyway, I'm going to weld these tabs on now. Like I say, it's a bit dark, so bear with. Where can I stick you guys? No. Oh, no. Stick you there. I'm going to weld these tabs on. Find the welding helmet. That's those welded on there. Oh, bloody hell. Grab you guys. There's a little fun fact. I am a completely self-taught welder. So I've never gone to any sort of college lesson or anything remotely close to that. But they're not too bad, to be fair. You know, I can weld most things. See, the focus isn't the best on that. But my suggestion would be, if you want to get into welding, just get a welder, borrow a mate's welder, find a welder, and just give it a go, really. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there, I don't need to do that. But that would be my suggestion, is just to get one and give it a go, really. Because it's not as difficult as you think it might be. It's more about setting it up than it is the actual welding part. Right, let's try and get this piece of plywood on here. So I've got this piece here. Wonderful. Already cut out. That's going to go on there. I think I'm probably going to at least paint these gates, because they're a bit hideous, really, to be fair. Get the drill. Like that. Right, so just drill the hole. easier to lay that back on the floor and drill those holes out. A little more pressure. One. That's two. And I'm just using a couple of 13mm M8 bolts. Just what's going on here? One of them through there like that. Back to the back. Well, you can see that. Be careful not to burn my hands because I've just burned it. I haven't got no mic on, so I'm hoping the audio's okay. Do them up. I know it's not the prettiest. It should do the job. Well, we'll find out if it does the job fairly soon. So, that's just the plan, the aim of the game. Little tab, nut and bolt, makes that fairly solid. Again there, got another one there, but I haven't got enough bolts. Just thinking about it, I probably will just weld a plate from there down to there, just down the side there, just to give that a bit of extra strength. But other than that, pretty much done. Probably just finish it tomorrow with a little lick of paint maybe, and then should be about there really. Hopefully, with any job. Any luck. I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I did check to make sure that the tines didn't hit it, because obviously I had nothing really to go off of, and they didn't seem to, so we can hope for the best. If it does, I'll just have to bend it slightly, won't I? And hopefully I haven't made them too long, as in like too long that they drag on the floor or some rubbish. But if they do, again, I'll just have to bend it or shorten them or do something, but I'm fairly confident that'll be okay. So I will see you in the morning when we finish this off, hopefully. Just get a better view how they're going to work. They just sit behind the machine, one there, which then makes the row ideal. Like I say, hopefully, if you look down the side here, I'll keep it that way, you can just about see that the wheel's quite low compared to where these are, so hopefully that'll be okay. Like I say, it's got the natural bit of curve at the end, so hopefully they will do the job with any luck. So I'm going to tidy this mess away now and then see you in the morning. Right, that is the gates finished. So it's not the prettiest. So I had a little bit of paint just on the outside, made it look a little bit nicer. Like I say, I didn't weld a plate there in the end. If they come off, we'd have to redo it, but hopefully that'll be okay. So it's had a little bit of paint there, not on the inside, left a lovely planet there, just for the pure fact that it's all going to get worn off when the crop's going through it anyway. This side's had a little coat of paint as well. I've just got to cut that little bit there off, but that's no drama. But that is the Hobob gates finished and the end of this video, which is exciting. Right, so that is the end of this video. Now, not the most exciting video, but a good job finished, and one that really needed doing, which is good, makes me happy that. A couple of things. One, I've gone back to using this wind mic on the microphone because I just think the audio was a little bit clearer with it than it currently is, or currently was. So if you think literally the last clip and this clip. If you think that audio is any clearer, let me know, because I'm hoping it is. Secondly, what was I going to say? Secondly, make sure you're subscribed. Also, channel members, you can become one. It costs about £3.99 a month, and it just supports me doing all of these sort of things. You don't have to. Don't feel at all obliged, but if you'd like to, the link is in the description, and leave the video a like and leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I will see you lot in the next one. Peace out.